Hello guys, what is up and welcome back to the new video, and in this video we will be learning about this wonderful component called as Comparator. Let's get started. So here is how you craft it guys. Take a crafting bench and put these components like so in the crafting bench and you'll get a comparator as the output. So it is very simple to craft a comparator guys. And moving on to the comparator itself, it has 4 different sides, and the side with the 2 torches is the main input side, and the side with a single torch is the main output side, and the side with no torches is the auxiliary or the secondary input sides. Okay, and on the input side have laid out some redstone lamps and some levers indicating how much signal strength will be reaching the comparator. So for example, if I take 10, the signal strength here is 15 and decreases as it goes down. So this will be 14, 13, 12, 11 and 10. So 10 is reaching the comparator, hence the number 10 here. The same cases on this side also, the secondary or the auxiliary input side, alright. But on the output side, it is the proper way guys. So if it is 1, it shows 1. If it is 2, it is 2, 3, 3. So yeah, that is that. Alright guys, so let's get on the first feature of the comparator. As the name literally suggests, comparator just compares signal. So if I put a signal strength of let's say 13 from the main side and let's say 10 from the auxiliary side, alright. So it is comparing this signal with this signal and then just putting out the output. So if the signal strength coming from the side is greater than the signal strength coming from the main side, then there will be no output guys. So if I turn on 10 signal and turn on a signal that is stronger than 13, that is 14, the comparator just turns off guys. So that is a feature of the comparator. It compares the signal from the main side with this side, alright. So if a stronger signal is coming out from the side, then the comparator will just turn off guys. That is it. So now moving on to the next feature. If you right click on the comparator, as you can see, it turns off and on this little redstone torch. So what that does is it puts the comparator into a subtract mode guys. So when the torch is toggled on, then it is in subtract mode. So as the name suggests, when it is in subtract mode, it subtracts the secondary signal from the main signal. So let's say I input a signal of 12 from the main side and 11 from this side, then it's gonna subtract 11 from 12, alright. So 12 minus 11 is 1 and 1 is the output over here. Let's say I want to subtract 8 for example. So 12 minus 8 is 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 is the output. Let's use some more examples. Let's turn on 8. And if we try to input a greater signal, for example 11, which is greater than 8, then there will be no output guys. So you can't subtract greater numbers from smaller numbers. You can only subtract smaller numbers from greater numbers. Okay guys, so I want to tell you one thing before we move on to the next one. And that is, if you didn't understand this and if you want to do more experiments on your own, then the link to the world download will be in the description box below. So just download the world and do some experiments for yourself. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Apart from just comparing signals and subtracting signals, comparators can also read the fullness of a container just like this. So as you can see, this chest is completely empty, so there is no redstone signal output. But if you start filling in the chest just like so, then you can see the comparator just puts out the output. Before we move on to the next one guys, I want to tell you one little note. So comparators can also read the fullness of a container through a block. So if there is a block in between the comparator and the chest, then this comparator can still read the contents of the chest. or the container. So keep that in mind, guys. So chest is not the only component that the comparator can take readings from. There are a lot of things, guys, and here are all the things that the comparator can take readings from. They are a brewing stand, a cauldron, a composter, a dropper, a dispenser, furnace, smoker, blast furnace, respawn anchor, end portal frame, jukebox, lectern, target block, cake, a lightning rod, an item frame, a glow item frame, a chest, a trap chest, minecart with a chest on top of detector rail, hopper, minecart with a hopper on top of detector rail, bee nest, beehive, skulk sensor, and a command block, guys. So these are all the components that the comparator can take readings from. So before we wrap up, guys, I want to show some useful redstone stuff you can do with comparators. So here is the first one. Guys. So this simple setup is called as a pulse extender. So if you click a button, then it will just extend the duration of the redstone output. So if you normally click a button, it deactivates after some time, right? But if you use a redstone pulse extender, it extends the duration of the pulse, guys, so it will stay on for longer. And if you want to increase the duration of the pulse, then all you have to do is just to add more comparators, just like so. So as you can see here, the pulse stays on for even longer. Alright, so moving on to the next one. So this is a dropper circuit. So what this contraption does is, if you put some items into the dropper, does this, guys, it just chucks out all of its contents until the dispenser is, or the dropper is empty. So if I speed that up, yeah, there we go. So once the dropper or the dispenser is empty, it's gonna stop, guys. This can be really helpful in your base, because you know the empty dispenser or dropper ticking noise, guys, that's really annoying. It is really simple to build actually. So this is just place a comparator reading the dispenser, and then a block, a redstone dust on top, a redstone dust behind the block, and then a block on top of this redstone dust. Alright, and a block on either side of the redstone dust, a repeater coming out from here, and a redstone dust going into the comparator again. So there is also an alternative solution for this. If you guys find this a little bit confusing, then you can use this one, guys. This is also based on that. All there is to this is observer facing out from the dropper, a sticky piston here, and then an observer on top of that. So when you place stuff into that, then the sticky piston extends up and the observer clock kicks in, guys. So moving on to the next one, we have an item frame locking mechanism. I had used this in my recent Riftcraft episode. If you haven't seen that already, click out on the pop out right now. So what this does is, if you rotate the item in the item frame properly, then there is gonna be a redstone signal output right here, guys. If the rotation is wrong, like for example, then there is no redstone signal output, and you can run the redstone signal to a door or something like that, and you can make it really cool, guys. So what this is doing is, this comparator is in subtract mode, alright, and it is taking readings from this item frame right here, and this comparator is taking readings from this barrel, which has like some stuff in it. You can use like stacks of stuff also, but I've used wooden shovels because they stack nice and easy. Alright, and then a comparator facing outwards like this, two redstone dust, a repeater, another comparator over here, and a redstone dust right in the middle, just like that. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope so you found this helpful. If you did, then make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more awesome content from me, then make sure to subscribe. And again, guys, before we go, if you want to do some experiments on your own, then link to the world download will be in the description box below. You can go and check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.